I am Slick Nick, and I want to thank you, all 53 of you, the minority of my viewers who actually watch these videos about my body recomposition as I'm on my journey of trying to cut fat and build muscle mass. I want to thank you because I know that most of my videos are about the, shaving your head and all that. That's what people come here for. That's what people search on the internet for. That's what people are obsessed with. So that's what most of my views are. And then again, I'll say a few of you watch these videos like, yes, somebody cares about this thing. Because look, I'm here to learn from you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm saying, hey, I'm in this journey. I don't know everything. I don't know if I'm doing everything right. Actually, no, I do know that. I do know I'm not doing everything right. And I want to continue to learn from people who are already ahead of me in that journey of cutting fat and building muscle. So the last time I did one of these videos, I was asking the question, making a statement, I guess, that I am at a crossroads on should I continue in my 1900 or 1800 a day calories where I'm in that deficit, or should I go ahead and cross over to the other side and get into the caloric surplus so that my body finally is signaled to start building muscle? Because I'm at the gym 6 days a week anyway. Well, the overwhelming response was, Nick, get into the caloric surplus. You need to go ahead and start building that muscle because you're already at the gym anyway. You're not going to be able to really probably even get rid of that last 5 pounds of fat on your stomach until you have more muscle mass to therefore change your BMI, your metabolism, and therefore change so it's easier to keep off fat that would happen anyway. And worst case scenario, you do gain some fat as you build muscle, but you can easily go back to the temporary deficit and lose that. And at that point, as long as you keep your protein up, you'll keep your muscle mass. So I looked at those comments. I also someone had left a link to some other YouTubers. I watched YouTubers. I have a friend that's a personal trainer. I watch even Jillian Michaels from Biggest Loser. Everybody's saying the same thing. Nick, go to the surplus. It's time for the surplus. Because in my mind, I was hanging on. I was like, if I do the surplus or I do the deficit for a couple more months, then I'll have a six pack and all that fat will be gone. Maybe, but ultimately, what's probably going to give me quicker results. See, and I had to think about this. I know how to lose fat now. I can easily lose fat. That's not a problem. I just can't lose that last 5 pounds, but it is time to change my focus. I can always come back to the 5 pounds later. If I'm going through all this work anyway and calculating my calories, my macros, and going to the gym and walking 3 miles a day, why don't I switch my focus to building muscle? So here's where I'm at. This is me being real with you, okay? I haven't perfected it. I know that most reports say that what I should be doing this week number 1 of focusing on finally caloric surplus, I should only increase my calories 100 calories a day for this week. And then the following week, build on top of that, make it 200 and 100 and 100 until I get to arguably 2,600 or 2,900, whatever it is, to definitely be in there. That was my goal, I'm being honest with you. But I'm telling you that because I have been working out so much harder, my body is screaming for food. So to be clear, I'm still doing my 171 grams of complete protein a day, but my body is just craving more. So I have added more carbs, I'll call it fiber, and more fat into my diet. And the funny thing is, I just couldn't stop eating. And it's been this way, 3 or 4 days now, where I'm easily going straight to that extra 1,000. I mean, I'm sure around 2,900, maybe a little over 3,000 with no issue at all, knowing that that's what my body is screaming for. So again, this is being real. I would ask, hey, no judge. That's what I would ask of you. Okay? I would love for just insight and not judgment on this. But ultimately, I feel like I'm in a recalibration phase right now. Where I know that I'm consuming more calories than I really need to, but I'm trying to get my body figured out on getting my surplus up, but not too high, but I have to kind of figure out what's going to help me get to that surplus without going beyond the surplus. So like today, for example, I started eating at 8 o'clock and I had my 30 grams of tuna. And then I went ahead and had a serving of oatmeal, like unsweetened, half a cup. And I put in there a whole banana, I put in some walnuts, I put some chia seeds in there. And I ate that. And that was a lot of protein and a lot of fiber and decent amount of fat. But man, I was ready for a whole other meal come noontime. And I had my 4 eggs, and I had a little bit of cheese on there. And then I had a serving of 5% Greek yogurt and a cup of blueberries in there, and I put a serving of almonds in there. And what time is it? So it's pushing 2 now. But by 3, I'm gonna be hungry again, and my plan is to go with a cup of cottage cheese and 2 of those wasa fiber things. I'm trying to keep it where my macros are intact each mini meal, my 5 mini meals a day, so that I've got protein, at least 30 grams, and then fat and fiber on the sides of it. And then for dinner, salad, some fish, possibly a little bit of pasta, and then before I go to bed, do a little bit more yogurt and fruit. Easily getting me to about 171 grams of complete protein. Calories wise, I'm probably gonna be about 2,900, which again is about 1,000 over what I'm used to. What a shock that my body must be going through. But not really. Like, even with all the food I'm eating, I go to bed, I'm like, I could probably eat a little bit more, but fortunately I'm tired enough and worn out from my workout, I'm actually gonna go to sleep. But I'm trying to follow my body in giving myself the extra calories there. And here's my exit strategy. Knowing that at this rate, because I'm not doing it gradually, I just couldn't though. I'm working out so hard, I need this. So here's my plan. My plan is, I'm gonna stay in my surplus for a while. And I wanna be able to see some gains. I wanna see the muscle mass gain. I wanna see that. And as long as I continue to gain the muscle mass, and as long as my belly doesn't get too big, I'm gonna keep at it. But then when I see clearly I've got muscle mass and clearly I've got a little bit of a pooch going on down here. My plan is to go strict strict keto, but stay in the caloric deficit, which I can easily do. When I do keto, I'm just not hungry. Like right now, I'm constantly hungry, I'm constantly eating protein. But when I'm keto and I have no carbs and I just have fat and protein, I don't get hungry. So it's really easy for me to still eat my eggs and still get my 170 grams of protein a day, but like force myself to have to eat. So I think that way I can keep from losing muscle mass when I eventually do that, temporarily going keto again as needed to cut fat, which I love going keto. That's my plan. So I know nothing. I'm new in my journey. Now tell me what I need to know. Tell me what you think about my plan and what I'm doing. I'd love to hear, because again, I don't know what I'm doing and I openly admit that. Your comments belong right here.